Hi, I'm Larry Dignan, and I'm here with ZDNet. And we're here with Home Depot's Fahim Siddiqui to talk about One Home Depot, scaling for demand in COVID, and omnichannel. Hi, Fahim. Thanks for joining us.
Certainly, it's our pleasure to be here. These are virtual times where everything physical became virtual, but everything physical became so much more important. So thank you for having us here.
Good to be here. So let's talk about kind of what you saw when the COVID lockdowns happened. I know you guys saw a lot of demand spikes, and you've kind of seen that continue as people focus on their homes and DIY and all these other things. So how did you manage that initial spike?
I think as we entered into that phase, first of all, our biggest focus was the safety of our associates and our customers, and the fundamental interaction between our digital channels, our stores, our customers, how they interact with us, and how our associates support. And we had to rearrange that whole equation because we had to put crowd limiting in place. We had in places to really deliver on the curbside, which we had never done before, and then to scale it. And then we saw a lot more engagement on our digital channel. And engagement in our case in digital channel was not just about buying online and getting it delivered. It was around buying online, picking up in store, buying online, picking up in store on our easy to pick up lockers, as well as really offering express car and delivery services. So all of that had to be orchestrated and brought forward.
So what applications and software did you have in place, and what did you kind of have to make up as you went along?
So we've been on our One Home Depot journey over the last 3 years. And some of the tenets of that One Home Depot journey have been creating a set of common services. These are common APIs, common compute environments where we make shared decisions between all our different channels. As we have developed these common services, we have been able to really reconcile what a customer sees online, what an associate gets to see in store, and how to connect it all together. So as those services were available, an important component became our mobile application and our first phones, which are in our associates' hands in the stores. We did not offer by curbside pickup before all of this happened. But we were able to, in a very agile manner, build a solution. Our first solution was built really in a matter of few hours. And then with rapid testing in 2 weeks, majority of our US stores implemented curbside pickup. And the first one, customers were manually checked in by a greeter, and there was manual release of the order by the runners. In the next iteration, customers could text us or call when they were in the parking lot. An associate had an app guiding through the order release using the first phone mobile devices. Then we embedded the application of that into our app and brought geofencing in so that automatically we can communicate a customer is in the parking lot, what car they are in, and our associate knows and can deliver the order. That showed a very flexible mechanism to connect it all together. But if you think about it, an online e-commerce stack and applications and a store POS stack and handheld operations in a store all have to come together. And that backbone of common services made it all happen so rapidly and seamlessly.
So what you're saying is you had a bunch of microservices, so to speak, and so the ability to adapt was more about architecture?
The ability to adapt was being able to get to the same common source of truth. When we say an order, it's one order, it's the same order everybody looks at. And these microservices can then be articulated by many different applications to get to the same output.
Okay, so it was more about your data management and having that one version of the truth.
It was data management at the base of it, and then microservices on top of it, which can then be very easily utilized by any of our different applications.
And what role did the cloud have in terms of making all this happen?
So as the traffic shifted, we saw up to 300% spike in overall incoming traffic to our websites. And as we reported, we saw 80% plus order volume increase. To deal with that in a flexible manner, being on the cloud made it all happen basically on demand. We were able to deal with the spike. We were 100% available to all of our customers all the time through all of this. And we continue to be, where we say Black Friday is not a day now, it's any given day of traffic.
What had to happen for analytics in terms of, I mean, because you've seen, I mean, all retailing has just seen some crazy things with demand where, you know, Black Friday traffic, you know, may have showed up in April.
Sure.
You know, it seems like all the traditional patterns have kind of been thrown out the window. How do you adapt to that, like on the software side, to sort of, you know,
Sure.
like I imagine Black Friday this year is going to look very different than any previous year. You know,
So
it seems like it almost started in October, basically.
it did start in October, and we don't want it to be a day. It's a season of shopping for us now. And last year, we migrated our entire data warehouse to the cloud. In doing that, a lot of good things happened. One is we have very connected view of all of our traffic, all of our financial picture, as well as our total volume, all available in one place on demand, constantly refreshed. That starts bringing together a lot more insights on a regional, on a local, as well as on a national basis. Our analysts and planners, our replenishment experts are then able to actually go in and in real time interpret the data and connect it to our suppliers. We also have provided the same data as relevant available to our supplier partners. So our supplier partners are seeing in real time similar views of what is going on in our stores and in our supply chain. That provides for a really interconnected experience amongst all of us to plan for the near term, the short term, and the long term.
Did the data sharing practices have to change, you know, during the COVID pandemic due to, you know, just, I mean, the supply chain was stretched to the limit. You know, did you have to share data more frequently?
We share our data in real time, so we were already there. The challenge in this was actually adjusting and readjusting our supply chain to really meet the new demand. So as the online demand went up, we were in the process of bringing up a market delivery center. As part of our One Supply Chain initiatives, we are putting these market delivery centers for bulk delivery within a certain about a 70-mile radius. We actually transformed that to a parcel delivery center for direct fulfillment. We were able to actually get it done in 3 weeks. That was a hard transformation because we simply needed more space.
Did as far as the One Home Depot strategy, did COVID accelerate that at all in terms of timelines? I mean, you guys were, you had a pretty short timeline to begin with. I believe it was like 1 to 3 years. You had like a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, that kind of thing. Did COVID accelerate that and put you ahead of schedule?
I think what COVID did was exercise all the muscle that we had developed and put in place for the One Home Depot itself. And what it really showed is that the online and our apps have really are the front door to our stores, that it all seamlessly comes together. We saw a lot more of our customer journey starting either on the app or on the web. And then either they complete on the app or people go in, use the wayfinding in the app itself, go in the store and buy and complete their purchase there. And that kept on coming back as the important lesson that we saw.
What's the biggest challenge with omnichannel retailing?
I think demand itself varies by channel. And related to that, when you're actually serving the customer, what do they know and what information do they have when they actually go in the app? Do they have the same shared view when they go in the store? Can we really show them the on-shelf availability in enough detail where they can make the right decision to order it online or to go pick up in store or wait and ask for delivery? getting that sourcing information together and getting the right options to the people so that they can buy and have the service delivered to them or access it immediately continues to be the challenge that we need to be on top of.
Okay. As a software leader, how do you choose what to build internally and what to buy?
So our view of it is that if there is something that is best in class and we can buy it externally, every day we will go bias towards that. However, and related to that, when we look at the types of tools we have deployed and platforms we have deployed over the last couple of years, Workday, SAP, Salesforce, all best in class applications, which are core applications in our platforms in there. But when we see that we have unique challenges in terms of our unique business model that we need to model in our applications, we go and build that. As you recall, we hired 2,000 new engineers over the last 3 years or so, and we have used that muscle to really build applications, for instance, on our e-commerce platform. We are now one of the top 5 e-commerce platforms in North America. And all of that is custom software that our teams have built and deployed, and we have agility where now we are doing multiple deployments a day. As features come in and they get developed, we roll them out. And that's that agility that we look for. We've seen similar opportunity and have developed capabilities for our warehouse systems. Our delivery warehouses are unique, and we are now able to actually hire an associate, and within 5 minutes, they are productive on the warehouse. No more training required. That's the quality of the user experience we're delivering. We have done similar things in how we look at price management and understanding what's competitive pricing, what are the competitors doing, what are we doing, and how do we bring AI, ML together to really offer the best value to our customers. We have invested a lot in AI, ML, where we are really bringing together these concepts of inspiration by our customers, our product availability, our view of the project that they are engaging in, so that we can not just show them, here's the specific product you are looking for, but based on your browse pattern, you're probably working on this project, let us give you some content. And the real output of that has been that even though as our traffic has gone up 100% plus to 200% to 300%, our bounce back rates and exit rates from key pages are down by 25 to 30%. People are visiting our sites, they're staying, and they're moving on to something that they are really looking for without having to click in and click out.
What's your approach to open source? Like, as you develop stuff internally.
We build everything on open source. We would partner with companies that support the open source platforms and grow them. But our software development is focused on open source. This gives us really the most portability and gives us access to talent, which otherwise would be hard to have.
On the talent part, is it hard to land software developers today versus what it was before?
Well, as we have seen in the last few years, software development, AI, ML expertise, product managers, they've all become gold collar workers. And you have to provide not just the money, but really the environment where they can actually contribute, innovate, have a point of view, and feel recognized because they are working on programs that matter in an environment that nurtures. So our value system at the Home Depot that our founders gave us a great foundation for really creating a culture that people like to come and stay in. We don't just offer a job, we offer a career. And based on that, we see that people like to come to the Home Depot. 80% plus of interns that intern with us return and become associates. So it's not just a matter of hiring the experts. We are very much committed to hiring people right out of the school or even before, where we have really rolled out platforms and training, what we call Orange Method, where we bring our store associates in, put them through a boot camp of 16 weeks, and really transition them to become software developers. And that really ties into our diversity and inclusion view, where we want to create careers, not because somebody has a college degree or went to a certain college, but we want to create a career where we make a substantial difference to people's lives over the long term.
So how has recruitment changed given, a lot of people are working remote?
We are all working remote in terms of when we look at our development organization, and we have the privilege to do that while recognizing that our frontline associates, be it them in the stores, be them in the distribution centers, show up to work every day. But with that, what we have learned is we have all evolved. We have evolved our tools, our processes, our interactions, our collaboration, to learn to work and be very productive, frankly. And as we really present that environment, starting from the interviewing to onboarding new associates, it's going really, really well for us.
Is Home Depot multi-cloud, or have you chosen to, basically stick with one cloud vendor or two?
We would like to think of us as a hybrid cloud. We actually have our private cloud in our data centers. We also have both Google Cloud, GCP, which was our first vendor for the cloud, and Azure as well. And that's a strategy which really comes together well with what we discussed before, which is an open source strategy, right? And being able to really deploy into multiple clouds and have the resilience that we have available. And I always think that competition is good. There's something that we do better in our data center. There's a bunch of stuff that we run in our data centers, it is absolutely the right place for it to be. It's the best cost profile for us. It's the best. We run a best-in-class operations organization with our data centers, and we continue to leverage that.
Okay. I think that's all I had. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have, or any final points you want to make?
Listen, it really is a privilege to serve our communities. And certainly the demand has been there, but more so, it's our commitment to make sure that we all get through these challenging times together and get to a new, better normal together.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.